Hello, everybody. This is your Wizarding Council. We're going to be here talking about Wrath of the Rock and some list building ideas. These ideas I've had personally, I've been thinking about this non-stop last week. It's always on my mind. You're trying to get to bed. All you can think about is bloody Dark Angels. But here we are. So, obviously, start with because it's infantry mounted, you just have to use infantry and mounted. Okay, bikes, Raven Wing, Death Wing, bit of Green Wing, happy days. So personally, I'd only use maybe a Gladiator Lancer or a Ballistus Dreadnought or two as your tanks. It's always nice to have a couple like long range, and they are a lot more long range than infantry typically are. So I'd definitely bring one or two, but only to like snipe a truck or a rhino or something like that. Um, Also remind your opponents of the -1 to wound. Okay, it's very easy to forget, and everything's already rolled. Maybe they've got a good roll. You got to be on it. You got to remember. It's like the only thing you got to remember this one. Just remember to do it. -1 to wound. So, absolutely the most goated aspect of this attachment is inescapable justice. It's the first time I've said it. So it does cost 2 CP, but you kind of just get your own Gilliman, double over moment. It's fantastic. It's so good. Um, have to be using Azrael every Dark Angels list. You got to use it. +1 CP every turn. Fantastic stuff. Um, you also have to kind of stage well with this. You got to be aggressive with a captain. Either have like a Terminator captain or a regular captain. I prefer a regular captain. Make sure that he's there as soon as that oath of moment target is killed. He's got to be within range to use this. You kind of want to be using this every turn, um, especially if you're using it the way that I'm using it. But it's really good, top notch. But I wouldn't. I'd be unsure of spending 2 CP on it, to be honest with you. I think you really want to be spending 1 CP, unless you're rich. I don't know. Um, so this ancient weapon's probably the most fun thing I've ever witnessed. You have to be using it. Absolutely be using it. It's like half the reason of taking this. It's the reason I'm so excited by it. I mean, +2 strength, +1 AP, +1 damage. The +1 damage, oof, so good. So I would definitely be using this with like a standard captain, using that finest hour for +3 attacks. I mean, it's just obscene. Personally, I'd be tempted nowadays to use the mastercrafted weapon for 6 attacks rather than 5. But then you get up to strength 10 with the power fist, so it's up to you really. I like the look of the relic weapon as well. I think it looks nicer. You kind of want to be pairing the captain. You definitely want him to have some, buffs for himself. Assault intercessors. They're really cheap. Go buy them. If you're broke like me, happy days. You can just gold firstborn, no problems. Inner Seven Companion's pretty nice, pretty solid with this. I'm not really, the -1 to hit's pretty nice. I personally, I'm not sure if they're entirely worth it, especially now Blade Guard are less, but they're fun to use. They look beautiful. Who cares? Um, but the thing I'm using it with is Stern Guard veterans. Those full rerolls against the Oath of Moment target really combines well with the previous stratagem. So fantastic stuff. It is a bit expensive though, 25 points, whatever, blah blah blah. Another use I'm thinking is the Raven Wing champion. This guy, I mean, look at the cool he looks. He's got his own church with him on the bike. I mean, he's badass. Plus, you can get his damage up to damage 4 if you pair him with Outriders. I think that can be pretty good. It does make them very expensive though, because you've got I think they're like 120 points standard, and you get 145. That's just for the command squad. Then 80 points for the Outriders. It's expensive. Plus damage 4. it's not really going to be that useful because there's not many things that are 4 wounds or 3 wounds with -1 damage. I mean, you'll see. But just for the fun, just for the banter, I think you got to use it at least once. Plus, we've got like standard 6 attacks. Most characters nowadays only have 5, so should be useful. And he's quick, so you can deliver him. They can't ignore him. He's just kind of perfect for it. So another option for the Ravenwing unit. I mean, I'm excited. I think they're so cool. The model's cool. Ravenwing are awesome. They've been shit for centuries, so you got to do this. I mean, Lord of Ravenwing. I mean, look at that, 32-inch threat range. Obviously, not really going to get that, but you can definitely get 20-inch, 24-inch, no problem. Especially with this stratagem, which is basically the only reason this whole detachment works. You know, it's needed. Advance and charge, absolutely necessary. So happy you got it. You got to be using it pretty much every turn that you can. It's just really good. I wouldn't be spending any CP on Overwatch or any of that nonsense. Just keep it for these stratagems because they're really, really good. So it would be pretty obscenely expensive, but it could be super fun. They're 4 wounds a model with the Outriders, 4 wound Outriders, and then 4 wounds for the Ancient, Apothecary, and the Champion. You're returning 1 per phase. I mean, it could be seriously nice. Um, and you can really target the unit you need that to kill. You've got loads of damage 2, a bit of damage 3 on the charge. I mean, you should be rinsing it really. I mean, this is a fun unit you should be taking. So, Deathwing Assault. This one's interesting. I'm not really sure if it's something I want to be using all that much. Sorry about that. It does require a character, and the Deathwing Knight's already very expensive. So 250 points plus 100-point character plus this. It's just kind of obscene at that point. It's taking up like 15% of your list, which isn't really what you want, but it can be super dangerous. If you're into Deathwing, you want to run some Deathwing, do it. Let's go. So I'd also use this intelligently with the teleport homer. So if you can see, if you put a teleport homer on either of the orange arrows, you kind of scare your opponent into either not going near it or really rushing that side to prevent them from being able to get in for free. But if you've got the first turn deep strike as well, it's just a massive threat. You can really make them attack one side or be really scared of one side and go for the other one. I mean, it's quite interesting. It really messes with your opponent's head. You've got to be using your teleport homers. I think it's going to be seriously good. Yeah. Also, with the 9-inch, the captain with the innate rerolls, it's good, but you're only getting like 50. I think it's 50%, 6% chance of hitting the first turn charge. So personally, I'd use it to stage a bit, put them up on the field a bit. Maybe you can scare your opponent into doing something idiotic, and then you can just chuck them straight onto a objective, which is ideal. Just leave them there in cover. They're never going to die. With cover, -1 to wound, -1 damage. I mean, there's no chance. Um, and yeah, excellent distraction card effects. I mean, just having this is just like, oh Jesus Christ, just makes that's like the only thing in your opponent's mind. I've got to be blocking this out. I've got to be doing something. But if you're wanting to use it, you want to use it seriously. You need to be using infiltrators, scouts. You need to have space to land your Terminators first turn. Preferably, obviously, you get first turn, then definitely use it. Otherwise, maybe rapid ingress, but we'll see. I don't think it's something I'm particularly gonna go for. I'm not really very good with being smart with deep strikes, but especially with such an expensive unit, it's very difficult to pull off well. So yeah, use your scouts and the infiltrators. It's your drop zone. Screen it out. Happy days. This one's fun. Relics of the Dark Age. So +2 strength. Really, really nice on eradicators. You got toughness 10, 11, break points with those rerolls. I mean, it's obscene. I would 100% use it. It's your heritage to use this. Um, Dreadwing, 100%. It's going to be fantastic. You could also do Hellblasters. I'm obviously, as I've said, I'm not that keen. I'm pretty bored of using them after Fire Discipline, where they were super cool but overdone. But I think the Eradicators are really nice now. Really, really good with this. Just the threat is from, you know, going from fives to threes to wound, or fives to fours. I mean, that's so much more damage. It's so good. And this one, oh my god, don't forget it. Okay, never remind your opposition. Use it once. You know they come a bit too close to those deep striking Deathwing, and you just fuck off. You've just charged them, and they're stuck. Very, very funny. This is the only thing you should be using um, in the opponent's turn, in my opinion, with this detachment. Really, really fun. Absolutely unlimited power. This it's gonna be. You have to look at them dangerously. You know what I mean? Here we are, Tony Blair, of course. So the problems when list building these I've come across is that the Deathwing Knights they just take up so many points. If you want your 2 units, it's a quarter of your list. It's crazy. So I don't really tend to use the characters. I'm not really going to use the turn one deep strike because if it's so all or nothing. If the opponent gets the first turn, they kind of screen you out, and then you may as well be walking. So not really, not going to be my thing, but definitely a fun thing to go for. It's obviously difficult with 500 points being taken up by Deathwing Knights. You need to fit in your scorers. I've Invader ATVs, I think, are fantastic for this. They're only 60 points, 180 for 3, and then you just have a couple scouts or intercessors are fantastic at the moment. Jump dudes, obviously, super useful, but they're not, they are expensive. It's 90 points, and it's such an expensive, you're almost like you're playing custodies with these Deathwing Knights, or even the Inner Circle Companions. So you've got to play smart with these. It's super easy to be outmaneuvered by those quick armies. So um, make sure to like big up your Deathwing Knights, make them scared. Obviously be smart with the opponents. Don't make them too like, oh, he's trying to trick me here, but it'll work. It'll work. So keep and hold your 2 midfield objectives. With the power of your units, you should be able to just walk up, take them, hold them, and keep them off it. And it should be unbelievable. With your scouts, I'd start them up the field, give yourself space to either deep strike, rapid ingress, um, and then I'd pull one unit back. Hopefully, one of them stays alive. You pull them back onto your back objective, and then move up your intercessors or your. Well, if you have intercessors, you probably don't need to do that, but Invader ATVs, blah blah blah. There we are. And yeah, don't overextend your Deathwing Knights or your Inner Circle Companions because they're slow. They do have advance and charge, so you can get yourself out of a sticky situation. But if you're in the end game and you haven't got these guys in a sensible place, you're screwed. You're absolutely screwed. So, in my opinion, you should be using multiple Stern Guard veteran squads. I think they're super cool. They're really good at the moment. Obviously, they're not quite as good without the +1 to wounds. I'd be putting Azrael with one of these. mean, the full rerolls, it's just obscene. It's just obscene. You can get so many devastating wounds. You get so many hits. I mean, it's really, really strong, especially with this Oath of Moment, inescapable justice shindig, right? I would put the OP captain with the other one. You'd have 2 units for 100 points. And fingers crossed they can go Oaths one unit, wipe it, Oaths another, wipe it. It should be obscene. Um, yeah, so happy days do that. I did think about you doing Undark Angels, a bit like the Bloodless Angels we've been seeing at the moment. Um, Undark Angels could be super good because this is actually a seriously good detachment. I think, if you play it smart, it can be really, really damaging. And with these stratagems and these enhancements, I think it really can. It could work. If, if you'd like me to have some more thoughts on this, ask for another video or whatever. So here's my example list. I think I'm aiming to get this ready for a couple of fun games. So we got Azrael going with a Sternguard veteran squad. We got Samael. Haven't talked about him, but he's been so cool. Put him with the Outriders. So I think there's been some mistakes here. There are 3 Invader ATVs and then 2 Outrider squads, but ignore that. So you have Samael with an Outrider squad, um, Ravenwing Command squad with an Outrider squad for that damage 3 and the damage 2. Really good, nice, and have them very maneuverable. 2 Deathwing Knights, 2 Eradicator squads because I think they're super good in this attachment as well. Yeah, 2 Scout squads because they're cheap and good, and then a Lancer for popping those vehicles at range. So I think this is really, really, really solid. Happy days. So yeah, thanks for watching my first video. Please subscribe. Watch this one again. Put it on replay. Ask me to set up that Patreon. Give me some advice. So yeah, my future videos will have maybe some Orc content, Space Marines, Dark Angels, obviously, Chaos Space Marines, and some Imperial Guard. So all the actual cool armies. So don't even worry about it. I'll probably kind of make this channel a bit of everything. I've thought about making this channel for years. So congratulations to me for actually making a video. Probably going to be some political talk. If you're not keen on that, I don't know. Don't know what to say to you. We'll see how it goes. And if you think I've got it wrong on like copyright, I don't know if people aren't keen on me using their images or whatever. I'm not really sure. I've just tried to use standard stuff. Anyway, give me advice if you know anything. Anyway, thanks for watching.